Ahead of Delhi Assembly elections, Congress candidate from New Delhi Assembly constituency, Sandeep Dikshit, launched a sharp attack on sitting MLA from the area and former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and claimed that the latter cannot assume the role of the Chief Minister in view of the bail conditions set out by the Supreme Court for his release from the jail in the excise policy case. He added that Kejriwal cannot sign files or go to the office as per the bail conditions, which is why he had to appoint someone as the Chief Minister and therefore Atishi was given the position. Dikshit claimed that if at all Kejriwal wins, he will only be an MLA. Listen in.
विधायक तो खैर केजरीवाल बन नहीं रहे दिल्ली से, पर चलिए छोड़िए। मान लिया जो चीज मुझे बिल्कुल संभव नहीं लगती है, क्योंकि न केवल ये विधायक बनेंगे न आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनने वाली है, पर चलो अगर बन भी जाते हैं तो जब ये जेल से छूटे थे और बेल पर हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कोई की बरी कर दिए गए हैं, तो उसमें ये कहा था सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कि साहब आप कोई भी फाइल पे दस्तखत नहीं कर सकते, इसका मतलब है कोई निर्णय नहीं ले सकते। तो अब तो कोई निर्णय नहीं हो सकता मुख्यमंत्री के दस्तखत के बिना। दूसरा, उनसे ये कहा कि आप अधिकारियों की मीटिंग नहीं ले सकते, तो अगर आप अधिकारियों की मीटिंग नहीं ले सकते तो काम क्या होगा। और तीसरा कहा कि आप दफ्तर नहीं जा सकते, तो दफ्तर तो नहीं जा सकते तो मुख्यमंत्री किस चीज के हुए। भाई गाड़ियों में घूमना और बड़े बड़े करोड़ों के शीश महल में रहना ही तो थोड़ी काम है मुख्यमंत्री का। और हां, अगर इन्होंने इनमें से कोई काम किया तो जो होता है कि अगर आपने बेल की कंडीशन को ठीक से नहीं स्वीकारा तो फिर आपको वापस जेल जाना पड़ेगा।
And right now I'm joined by our esteemed guest, Mr. Abishek Dut, who is the Congress's candidate from Kasturba Nagar constituency and will be contesting the Delhi elections now. Mr. Dutt, good afternoon. Thank you for taking our time and joining us over here at Mirror Now. You are also the National Secretary of the Congress Party and someone who won the maximum votes in the last assembly elections when the Congress was contesting. Take us through what are your first views about the schemes that has been launched and announced by Arvind Kejriwal, and what is the objection of the Congress Party, a party, the Congress, which has always been in favor of direct cash transfer and has always propagated the Nyay Yojana. Why are you opposed to these schemes of the Aam Aadmi Party government?
First of all, let me correct you. Congress does not oppose any scheme. We are the ones who implement the schemes. Since I was part of the Karnataka state government election, the day we won the election, we didn't wait for 5 years to implement the scheme. We immediately implemented all the promises that we have committed. Mr. Kejriwal had 11 good years to implement all these promises. If you talk about Mr. Kejriwal's promises, whether it is Lokpal, whether it is right to recall, whether it is selection of candidates, and now, just because the elections are just merely 20 days away, just to cover up for the mess he's created in the city. He's the same chief minister, ex-chief minister, who used to promise Ghar Ghar Nal and came up with a scheme called Ghar Ghar Sharab Ki Dukane. Now, when he sees he is losing the elections, Mr. Kejriwal has to bank on those leaders who used to call him the biggest fraud in Delhi. He's buying people from from Congress and BJP to fight elections. Now, just to cover up for the mess he's created in the city, he is trying to launch this scheme. I remember Atishi ji had very clearly said in a press conference during the Lok Sabha election that the moment this Lok Sabha election will get over, this scheme will be implemented, but they could not implement it. And if you go back to Punjab, there are lots of videos on social media. Even the senior Congress leaders have come forward and said the same policy Mr. Kejriwal had promised in Punjab, but till today, leave the policy. The trunk chief minister and the entire cabinet is not even visible in Punjab. So I think people of Delhi have seen through Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, and now people know he's only trying to misguide the people of Delhi. If he wanted to implement this policy, this should have been done 11 years back, 5 years back, 3 years back, not 20 days before the election.
All right, point taken, Mr. Dutt. But what do you have to say about the statement made by Mr. Sandeep Dikshit, who has said that Arvind Kejriwal, technically, given the conditions of the bail, he is not fit to even sign any document or a file. Even in the event that he wins the Delhi elections, he cannot really go forward and discharge the duties of a chief minister as the bail conditions cannot be modified. Do you support this?
See, it is not a statement made by Mr. Sandeep Dikshit ji. He's only read the observations made by the Honorable Supreme Court. If you remember when Mr. Kejriwal got bail in the biggest scam in the history of Delhi, which was the excise scam, and I remember us breaking the scam, the judgment very clearly says that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal cannot even enter the CMO's office. He cannot sign on any file. That is an observation made by the Honorable Supreme Court. It is just that Mr. Sandeep Dikshit has read out the entire judgment to you on your channel. It is very clear. Arvind Kejriwal ji cannot become the Chief Minister of Delhi. And I'm telling you on your channel today, Arvind Kejriwal ji will not be the next MLA from New Delhi also.
Okay, we are going to wait and watch as and when the results of the Delhi elections come out. But Mr. Dutt, you had garnered the maximum votes amongst the Congress leaders in the last assembly elections in Delhi. You also had offers from the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP who tried really hard to poach you. My question to you will be, who is going to be the chief ministerial face from the Congress party in the Delhi elections? And if at all, there is a room for the Congress to explore a post-poll alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party?
See, first of all, Congress does not believe in any postponed alliances with Aam Aadmi Party. We've made it very clear. Mr. Kejriwal was trying to be after us to join him in an alliance. He started poaching our leaders because he doesn't have leaders in his own party. Where poaching is concerned, Mr. Kejriwal is falling the trap of BJP. I always call you, he does exactly what BJP does. Where I'm concerned, I'm a loyal Congress worker. The party has given me much more than I could deserve. And we are telling you today, coming election, the day of the result, we are going to beat Aam Aadmi Party and BJP in our constituency by a highest margin.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Abishek Dut, for taking our time and joining us over here for this quick chat. We shall also take this conversation ahead to our other esteemed panelists of guests who are joining us this afternoon. I beg your pardon, Advocate Anmol Panwar, who is a spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, and Dr. Anil Gupta, who's a spokesperson of the Delhi BJP. Good afternoon to both of you. Thank you for taking our time and joining us over here at Mirror Now. We just heard what the Congress candidate had to say. What they are saying is that there is technicality involved. Mr. Sandeep Dikshit also flagged it, that given the bail condition, it's going to be difficult for Arvind Kejriwal to promise to discharge the duties of a chief minister, as he's not allowed to enter the chief ministerial office or sign files and documents. Given that situation then, Advocate Pawar, I have to ask you, what is the Aam Aadmi Party's game plan then? How are you going to deliver on the promises made if the chief minister is not going to be allowed to discharge his duties as per the bail conditions?
Samya ji, no person can be sent to jail for the same offense twice. I mean, it's the law of the land. Maybe they are not aware about it. And it's also evident that whatever promises Arvind Kejriwal ji has made in the past 10 years, he has delivered on all the promises. In the last decade, under the visionary leadership of Arvind Kejriwal ji, Delhi witnessed a transformation like never before. Whether it's from schools to hospitals, women's safety to senior citizens' welfare, every corner of Delhi speaks volume about a government's commitment to real change and people-centric governance. So we are very confident that we'll form the government for the fourth time in Delhi, and Arvind Kejriwal will again be made the chief minister of Delhi, because the people of Delhi have trust in his leadership, in his commitment, in his vision, in his plan, and in his mission for Delhi.
Mr. Pawar, not disputing that, but my limited question was pertaining to the bail condition. We have to wait and see what happens in the event if Arvind Kejriwal wins the elections. Yes, Mr. Pawar, please go ahead.
I cannot hear you clearly. There was some audio issue. Can you repeat your question?
We'll try and fix that audio line, but let me take that question across to Dr. Gupta, the BJP spokesperson, joining me right now. Dr. Gupta, we've heard what the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson was saying. They are saying that for 10 years, Aam Aadmi Party has given Delhi a facelift. They have worked in the areas of medical is concerned, education is concerned, people are happy, and they're confident that Arvind Kejriwal is going to come back as a chief minister, and the Aam Aadmi Party is going to form a government again in the national capital. Then where does 10 Saal Delhi Behal really stand, Dr. Gupta?
Yeah, good afternoon to you and all the viewers. I'm sorry that I'm taking this from a vehicle as there is a traffic jam in Delhi. There is very remote chance of getting he re-elected. You know, already he's in the verge of losing the election. And you have rightly mentioned that 10 saal Delhi Behwal. I just mentioned few points. The Delhi liquor scam, the Delhi jail board scam, the classroom scam, the Mohalla clinic scam, the panic button scam, the CCTV scam, the ration distribution scam, tanker mafia, Sheesh Mahal, Waqf board scam, DTC bus scam. You know, for last 10 years, he has done more scam than the development mode. You know, Delhi has a network of 28,000 kilometers. The roads are full of potholes. Delhi has become the worst polluted city in the world. The condition of the union. He cannot just fool the people of Delhi this time. And already the mandate, you know, last time when the Lok Sabha election was there, he requested to citizens of Delhi to vote so that he could not go to the jail. But people of Delhi rejected him. And this time also is about to, you know, first time in 31 years, Delhi is in a revenue deficit. And technically, as per my limited knowledge, even with a remote chance he get re-elected, he is not, legally he cannot enter into the office of CM because there is a condition by the Honorable Supreme Court when the bail was granted that he cannot enter the CM office, he cannot sign the file. So technically also, legally also, and the morally also, I think he is losing Delhi election, and already people of Delhi have suffered a lot under his 10 years regime. And Delhi, even you go anywhere in the country, Delhi government
Okay.
means the corruption, Delhi government means the inefficiency, Delhi government means the so much scandal. So I think people of, like in the Lok Sabha election,
Okay.
people of Delhi are going to give him the reply by not voting him. I think that is sufficient.
Mr. Pawar, you've just
Hello?
heard
Yeah.
Dr. Gupta, if the audio line is fixed with you now. What he is saying, he's listed out all the scams and all the areas of concern as far as Aam Aadmi Party's governance in the last 10 years is concerned. You can't dispute that. Having said that, there are areas where the Aam Aadmi Party has worked really hard and people and voters were happy. But my limited question to you again was, Mr. Pawar, given the bail conditions, do you think it's legally tenable for Arvind Kejriwal to assume charge as the chief minister once again if there's going to be limitation as far as him discharging the duty is concerned?
Saimaji, I mean, there's no restriction on Mr. Arvind Kejriwal to discharge his duty. We all know that he resigned because he wanted to go to the people and वो जनता की अदालत में जाके उनसे certificate लेना चाहते थे. Otherwise, he could have continued as the CM. But the fact is that the BJP has been out of Delhi politics since last 25 years. People have repeatedly rejected them. Even after attaining an absolute majority at the national level, they have been people of Delhi never gave them more than 5 to 7 seats. We have seen in 2050, 2020 assembly elections. And why is this? Because they engage in negative
But Mr. Pawar,
politics.
You know, if
they
the
have no plan
Arvind
for
Kejriwal
Delhi, they
government
have no
is so
vision for
confident,
Delhi,
if
they
the
have
Aam Aadmi
no
Party is so
credible leader
confident
for Delhi.
about bouncing back to power in the national capital, the BJP's charge is, why do you have to put out reveries like all these yojnas and scheme that you are announcing at the 11th hour? But we'll try and fix that audio line with Advocate Anmol Panwar once again. But Dr. Anil Gupta, you know what the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson Advocate Anmol Panwar is saying essentially is that there is no restriction on him to become the chief minister once again. But what do you make of these yojnas and schemes that are being announced by the Aam Aadmi Party government, by the Aam Aadmi Party right now? Take us through your first views, because as far as the Mahila Samman Yojana is concerned, or for that matter Sanjeevani Yojana is concerned, that they are saying is going to be a game changer for the upcoming assembly elections. What counter does the BJP have for it?
You're right. I think first Anmol Panwar should raise the bail conditions given by the Honorable Supreme Court. In the bail order, it is clearly written that he cannot enter the CM office, he cannot sign. I think as an advocate, he should be aware of that. Second, you have rightly mentioned, you know, before the Lok Sabha election, Arvind Kejriwal has promised to give rupees 1,000 to the women of Delhi. What happened to that promise? Nothing, not even a single penny is given. Now he is promising 2,100. In the Punjab also, 2 years back, he promised to give some money to the women of Punjab. Nothing has happened. So he's just doing the fake promises. And all over the country, there is a Ayushman Yojana given by the Modi ji, where you can have the medical facility up to the 5 lakhs. And now just to counter, he is not implementing that Yojana in Delhi, but instead he has come up with this superficial Sanjeevani Yojana. So citizens of Delhi are very well aware the fake promises made by the Kejriwal. And whatever he said, that means he's not going to implement that. It is clear, so many ration cards are pending. He has not made the ration cards. So many pensions are pending. He has not made the message. So one thing is clear, and the people of Delhi is aware, whatever Kejriwal ji is speaking is not going to be implemented. So he has lost the trust of the people of citizen, and that's why he lost in the Lok Sabha, and he will lose in the coming assembly election also. Yeah.
Well, only time will tell, Dr. Gupta, but thank you so much for taking our time and joining us over here. Unfortunately, we've lost out on that audio line with the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, Advocate Anmol Panwar. But thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here.